welcome to your weekly World Climate Change News Report. Our headlines this week are: climate change causes armed conflicts, ecosystems breaking down, new renewable energy capacity, agglomeration versus climate change, mangroves mitigate climate change effects, climate action and ocean resilience, and a new hole in the ozone layer. Our first story: climate changes causes armed conflicts. Climate change is known to have socioeconomic consequences in developing and vulnerable nations. However, a recent study has shown that it could also lead to armed conflicts. An international team of scientists from the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research has found that 1/3 of all conflict onsets in politically and economically vulnerable charged countries over the recent decade have been preceded by a climate-related disaster within 7 days. Our second story: ecosystems breaking down. A new study published in the journal Nature shows that the natural world is risking more than expected because of climate change. If no actions are taken to mitigate climate change, wildlife species and natural ecosystems will suffer the consequences. Most species can cope with warming temperatures for a short period of time, but if the key temperature thresholds are consistently being crossed, the ecosystem will face an unprecedented catastrophe, which could very well lead to mass extinctions. Our third story: new renewable energy capacity. According to data from the International Renewable Energy Agency, solar, wind, and other green technologies now provide more than 1/3 of the world's power. Almost 3/4 of new electricity generation capacity built in 2019 used renewable energy, setting a new record. The International Renewable Energy Agency urges governments all over the world to double their annual investments in clean energy by the year 2030 to tackle climate change. Our fourth story: agglomeration versus climate change. Agglomeration is a problem in most cities since they do not have the necessary infrastructure to house all of their population. This depletes the rural population, which henceforth provides fundamental resources and causes a greater demand for energy and heating, an increase in average temperatures, and the occupation of spaces that are used as the lungs of the city. These effects directly boost climate change. Our fifth story: mangroves to mitigate climate change effects. Mangroves can now have immense positive economic effects as they can mitigate floods and protect tropical areas from damage caused by extreme storms induced by climate change. Storms and hurricanes cost the U.S. economy around $50 billion per year. They also have catastrophic effects on people and their livelihoods. Planting mangroves and other tropical trees will reduce the risks that shorelines face because of climate change by almost 15%. Our sixth story: climate action and ocean resilience. The tremendous resilience of oceans could lead to a full recovery of depleted ocean ecosystems within the next 3 decades. However, climate change could very well be a huge deterrent in restoring the ecosystems, as it has caused a rise in sea levels and acidity of the water, in addition to other factors such as unprecedented warming of the oceans. Researchers believe that all of the conservation efforts, coupled with the ocean's resilience, will produce the desired effects only if climate change is being tackled. And last, a new hole in the ozone layer. As a result of low temperatures in the atmosphere in the northern polar regions, there has been an unusual stable polar vortex leading to the formation of a rare hole in the ozone layer above the Arctic region. However, it does seem that it will disappear in a few weeks. Scientists looking at the hole have confirmed that this hole is not dangerous for people unless it moves further south, and then it could cause severe sunburns. However, at the moment, it is unclear the link between this new hole and whether or not it was induced by climate change. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for weekly world climate change updates.